Just try this out. Look at a client that's either been with you for a long time and is having the same problem. Try just being curious with them. Don't rush the questions. Just be patient. And if they go quiet, just be quiet as well. And do your work. And as you're curious about questions, see what happens to them afterwards. See what they say. If you have a client that's been traumatized through an injury that's been debilitating for them for years and years, do the same. Find out emotionally what the connection is, what they're feeling, and show empathy, show a connection of being curious, what they're feeling, what does it mean for them. Just not saying how to solve their issue of what they're feeling. It's not about solving. It's not about judging. It's not about making assumptions, because the client is going to make up their own assumptions of how they're going to deal with that belief or that emotion. They'll come off the table, and there is a process afterwards whilst they've made that awareness. You've asked them, they've released, and they've had an amazing emotional release. Don't let them go, because you have to make sure for certain, is it really gone? Whatever they were traumatized by and they're feeling anxious with, or they don't want to do something, they don't want to experience that same issue again because they don't want to get hurt. Maybe you've resolved that anxiety, maybe you've resolved that fear, but you want to test them. You want to test them that if they were confronted with that again, or maybe they're not doing it because of whatever happened to them, test them. Like for a runner, say he sprained his ankle and it was already weak and he doesn't want to run anymore, or he'll get anxious because he's going down a path where he ran and he can't go there anymore because it brings him so much anxiety or the memories. And you've done your work of stretching or using your modality, and you've released him emotionally of that trauma, of that anxiety, of the stress, and they're feeling really good about everything, and they're able to run down that same road and not feel anxious at all, and feeling really confident that their ankle's going to support them. But you really want to make sure and test that they're not consciously telling you that and unconsciously still having those same fears. So test them. Hey, Joe, do you think you'll run down that same street again even though there's a big pothole that you tripped over before? They'll say, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to test it out. No, but are you really going to do it? Yeah, I really feel good about it. I'm going to do it. I feel like it's not an issue anymore. But how will you know? Well, I'm not going to have that same anxiety feeling that I had before. I feel like really confident about it. And that's when you know that you've got them. You want to test them as well. You want to make sure that they're not consciously telling you something that you want to hear.